Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sibanye Dev Conference 2025 edition. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really honored to be speaking to you guys today, where I'll be sharing some of the industry insights and how we navigate the tech industry. As for the background, my name is Prosper Tenaro. I'm a DevOps engineer and a co-founder of ShiftTech, which is a software development agency. And also I run a YouTube channel, which then I believe makes me a content creator. I also happen to be a husband to a beautiful wife and a father to a beautiful daughter, which these two guys, they always support me and, they always motivate me in everything that I do. So as you have heard from the background itself, it means I have a lot that is happening. I'm trying to keep my day job. I'm also trying to make sure that my family is happy. At the same time, my startup that we have just started is also moving in the right direction. And a lot of people have been asking me, how do you do it? How do you balance these three things? Because all these things, they require time, they require attention, and you can't say I'm going only to focus on this side and neglecting the others, which is what I'm going to be talking to you guys today. And I hope we all get some insights, we all learn and enjoy the conference. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. So for the past years, we have seen that a lot of people are doing a lot at the same time. They are trying to balance the economy. Life itself is not going as planned or as we were taught in school. So we are now trying to do a lot of things just to make sure we survive, just to make sure that we are part of that 1% bracket of the people that would have been said, these guys, they've made it, right? And with doing that, sometimes it's very difficult because you want to balance, like I said, you want to balance your day job. You want to make sure you give it your all. At the same time, you want to make sure that your family is happy, everything is catered for. You enjoy all those late nights with them, the outings and stuff, attending weddings for your cousins and stuff. And you also have this passion, or you also have this side business that you're trying to run, right? So I would like to call it, or to call this talk, a balancing act, because we are juggling a lot, right? And if we fail to balance all these things, we will be in a crisis. A lot of things will be breaking left, right, and center, right? So let's just start by looking at an average person. He is 24 hours, right? You find that you have a day job, so this means that you're going to spend 8 hours at that day job. You also have to spend, let's say, for instance, 7 hours of sleep, hopefully, if you manage to get that. Then you have 2 hours of just commuting. If you are like us, some of us, where we commute every day, we don't work remotely and so forth. So you have 2 hours that you spend in commuting in traffic, right? You also have 2 hours that you're probably going to set aside to spend with your family, and 1 hour of eating. Obviously, we need to eat. Then also you have 1 hour where it's your me time, my me time, where I'm just on my phone, I'm scrolling through social media, we all do, and so forth, right? Then you have 3 hours left. So these 3 hours left, this is probably, you will use it either to run your day, your side hustle, or to go to the gym, go out on weekends with the guys or with the boys and stuff. So you find that if we multiply this by 7, that's our week, a month, a year, and so forth. So come to the end, you haven't achieved much. You're still in that same place that you were last year, right? So let's first look at what are the effects if we don't balance these things, right? So the first thing, obviously, is you burn out, right? So when you burn out, it means that your mind, your body, they are tired. They're sending signals to say you have overworked. This is enough. And now, when it starts to do that, you start dragging yourself to finish things, right? You just go home tired. You don't even spend much with your family. You are always tired. You sleep, and eventually there are now effects in the house, right? Where you are not always here. You always come here tired. You don't give us enough attention and all that, right? Which your family deserves more, right? Let's be honest. They deserve more. They don't deserve the residual benefit, right? Another thing is guilt. You start to feel like you are not emotionally involved with what's happening surrounding you, right? And once you start doing that, obviously, your mind will tell you, okay, you're spending too much time developing, or you're spending too much time with your day job, or you're spending too much time on your side hustle. So you need to stop, right? And once you give in to that guilt, right, eventually another part of your life is in chaos, right? Is no longer balanced. And another thing is stagnation. So you find that with guilt and burnout, you find that all those side projects or all those side hustles that you're trying to do, nothing is moving. Come month end, come year end, you haven't achieved anything, right? So we always want to try to avoid these things. There are quite a lot, but these are just a few that I've just picked. But there are so many where they will affect us if we don't use our time properly, if we don't plan properly, if we don't have a balanced act. All right. So we need to avoid all these things. So before we get into the frameworks and strategies, we need to understand why, right? Why do we, at this point, why is it now all of a sudden, this generation, it's no longer enough just to have your day job and have your family, live happily, no complaints, no what? Why is it we're always chasing for more, right? So these things, they are probably internal and external, right? So for your external factors, you have the economy itself. Things are changing in the economy. There's too high inflation, things, prices and stuff. The money that you're getting is not enough, right? So now you need somewhere or something extra to to come in and supplement your salary, right? Then internally you need to grow. This field or this industry that we're in, we need to always grow. We need to always improve ourselves and stuff. So you find that you have that hunger to say, okay, I need to master this new skill, I need to get into this and all that, right? So with all this, that will lead to probably, we need to narrow it down again to like have just three. So I've come up with just three whys or three reasons why we probably need to have side hustles. We need to work, we need to maintain the family. So the first thing is freedom, which is financial freedom. We all want to live a happy life where I can afford whatever that I need at whatever time that I need, right? I don't have to wait for month end to get a check, which is not even enough, right? To say now I need to plan for a holiday and stuff. So, or I need to buy this, I need to invest in that. We need financial freedom. So that's one. Then another thing is a legacy. We all need, at the end of the day, to say we have, whilst I was working or whilst I was alive, our fathers or our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, they have left us this, right? Which we take pride in, to say, Prosper managed to secure, this big portfolio for us, so that whenever he's not around, this is my family talking now, whenever he's not around, we are all catered for, right? We don't have to depend on anyone, right? Another thing is passion, right? Where you are that person who always thinks outside the box. You see problems, you want to solve problems in your community, which is fine. Those are valid whys, right? So all these things, these whys will be the backbone of how we are going to set our priorities, how we're going to set our frameworks, and as well as strategies, right? Because if your why is solid, nothing will stop you, nothing will drag you down, right? And no motivational video will come and surpass these whys, right? So Now, let's get into the frameworks. We have two frameworks. One, I've already spoken about it, which is your why. You need a solid why. Then another thing is clarity and communication, right? In anything that we do here on earth, we need clarity. If you don't have clarity, you won't know where you're coming from and where you're going. You need direction, right? And we need to set realistic goals on this one. We need to know what exactly are we going to focus on, for what particular time, for what time frame, right? What's the deadline, right? Such that whatever that comes next will come and fall into place to say we have a deadline to complete this certain task, or we have a deadline to complete this certain project, right? Or by this time we should have been there, right? So that's one. Then number two is communication. We all come from families, right? Hence, communication is the most important thing in anything that a human being can do. If you want to avoid unnecessary distractions, you need to communicate clearly to the people that are surrounding you, right? For instance, I sometimes sit with my wife and say, look, honey, I need to make sure that I deliver this project by the end of the month. Hence, I'm asking for your time to just give me extra hours for me to focus on this project. Now, she won't say no, because she knows once I do that, I bring results both to the business and to my family, right? Positive results. So we are all aligned, right? And I believe if you are married, you all know that without communication, that marriage is probably dead, right? Because you'll be pulling in this way, she will be pulling in that other way, right? So we all need to be aligned, hence the communication. People have a tendency to say if they don't know what you are probably doing, they will come with anything. And that anything is noise. Those are distractions. So you need to tell your family to say, guys, thank you for, if you are just finished college, thank you for taking me to college. Thank you for catering for all those financial needs that you needed when you were going to college. But from this point, I need to move in this direction. I need to focus on my life. I need to start doing certain things that I believe will take me to another level. And you find by just doing that, people appreciate to say, no, this guy he really wants to grow. So let's support him with everything. Let's not distract him, right? So that's the most important thing. Your why, have your clarity, what you need to achieve, and communicate, right? Now, we now need to move into the strategies, right? So with these strategies, I have subdivided them into 3 pillars. We have the first pillar is our day job. The second one is our family. Then the third one is our side hustle or side business, right? So with all these pillars, they need to balance at the end of the day, right? So let's start with the day job. So we all know your day job obviously is the one which pays your bills. At the same time, it's your stepping stone, right, to get somewhere. Remember, your day job only will not make you wealthy. At the same time, it will not make you rich. It's just a stepping stone to get somewhere, right? So with your day job, if you don't produce quality at wherever you work, obviously they're going to fire you. If you also don't communicate certain things, they are going to fire you. At the same time, if you are a yes person, yes to everything, you are going to burn out. Those are the effects, right? We don't have to sugarcoat this, guys. So what do you need to do? You need to sit with your manager, then communicate clearly. If there's a project that you're running, tell them, I need to set certain time for me just to focus on this particular thing, right? Such that you are guarding your time. There will be no disturbances when you do that, right? So clear your calendar, start to set or start to block focus time. To say in the morning, I'm going to focus on these particular things. In the afternoon, I'm going to focus on this, right? Not everything should take a priority. Prioritize your work and make sure that once you prioritize, once you put these calendar steps in place, communicate it with your manager such that you are also all aligned. I've been using this strategy for quite some time now, and trust me, everyone that I work with, they respect my time, because no one just comes from nowhere to say, Prosper, we now need to do this, right? There's no too much context switching. I'm not saying I won't be helping people, but I'll be helping them knowing that if I take the little time to help these guys, I'm also not affecting my day job. I'm also not going to be burnt out, right? And also another thing that I just mentioned now is overcommitting. Don't overcommit, because by the moment you do that, you will burn out. Trust me, you will burn out. And once you burn out, this burnout will then affect the other pillars that I'm going to share with you guys. So be clear, don't overcommit, and communicate with your managers or your superiors, because workplaces are different, work cultures are different, but at least guard your time, guard your sanity, because at the end of the day, your health, your mental health matters more than your job. You need to go home where you're supposed to be happy, you're supposed to be available, and you need to provide for the family. Your company can just let you go just like that, but your family won't do that, right? So you need to guard your time, right? Now, if you manage to guard your time, you need now to go an extra mile and implement it to the next pillar, which is your family. Go to your family, sit them down, and tell them to say, guys, from 6 when I get into the house up until 9, I'm all yours, right? No phones, no social media, no what. I'm here. Don't be just there physically. You need to be there emotionally, right? Be there for your family. If it means you need to help your wife with the dishes or with cooking or playing with the kid, do that. Because whenever they feel like you're involved in whatever that's happening in the house, it's easy for you to make suggestions. It's easy for you to even block the time that you need to focus on your side hustle, all right? This is what I do. I get in the house, I tell my wife, Lavi, I'm back. Is there anything that you want me to do? I put my phone aside or on charger somewhere in another room. Then I'm there in the kitchen, we're talking, or I'm playing with the kid, she's cooking and all that, right? After that, we eat as a family. It's a tech-free time for us, right? We play, we put the baby to sleep. After that, we watch like our favorite soap. 30 to an hour, I'm done. Then I tell her, look, now it's my time. I need to go and focus on that project that I told you about. This has made my life easier. 1, she's on board. 2, the communication is clear. She knows what I'm doing. I'm an open book when it comes to my work, when it comes to my priorities, right? If it's for weekends, weekends are for family, guys. I go out with my family, we go wherever we go, we have nice time. When I come back, I also have a calendar for weekends, and so forth. As long as all these things are communicated, you'll find that you'll be at peace. The family will support you. The family will even motivate you. There are certain times where my wife will be like, hey guy, I think you are spending too much time watching a series with us. What's the update on that project that you're working on? Then I'm like, you know what? I'm just feeling lazy today. I'll do it some other time. Then I'm like, okay, it's fine. But please make sure that you commit to that. As good as that. And we live a happy life. I'm not saying the perfect, the family setup is all that perfect and stuff. But at least if we hear each other, if we communicate enough, things will work out. Emotionally I'm there, physically I'm there, and everything is sorted, right? And obviously family setups are different and stuff, but just find a way to make sure that the people surrounding you are happy. You are there, you're supporting them, because at the end you also need their support, right? Okay, so now let's move on to the final pillar, which is your side hustle. So remember we said, for me to be wealthy enough, my day job is not enough, all right? The salary that I get is not enough. Hence, the side job. And we have also identified why we need to do a side hustle on the side. We need to secure for our families. We need financial freedom. We need all those things, right? Now, if you are doing this, if you are starting a startup, you are starting a side project, if you don't set goals again, you will never make it. You start to steal time from all these other pillars, which we don't want to do it. So set realistic goals, set realistic deadlines, right? If it's a project, set realistic deadlines. Say by the end of the month, which is 30, I should have done this and this and this. These things should have been in this other environment, which is either your QA environment, if you're talking about software engineering and stuff, right? So that at least you are not context switching too much. You know that you have set priorities. And another thing that I've noticed is that software engineers, sometimes we want to do everything. Today you are doing a database. At the same time, you want to do the front end. You want to code the back end, right? You want to put all features into the project. Stop that. Come up with a nice MVP, which is solving the problem there and there. Now, if you have your features, your few features, just to come up with this MVP, you find that there will be less time that will be taken from you, because you have few items you need to fulfill per day, right? Hence, at the end, small steps consistently done will lead to a bigger project. So you need to start doing those things. Then another thing is, when you're doing your side project, you need to stay motivated, which you can do by either being in environments where they encourage you to be motivated, they encourage you to push. But another thing is, motivation alone is not enough. You need to be disciplined. So discipline will beat everything. You need also to set systems in place for you to stay consistent in whatever that you do. Automate most of the small things that take up a lot of time, or those admin emails and so forth. Just automate those things so that you focus on what moves the needle. You focus on the bigger picture, right? And also, this will avoid you to be tired or to burn out at the end of the day. And you bring results back to your family. You also don't go to your day job in the following morning tired, right? Because you have set these things in place. Putting these strategies, putting these frameworks in place is one thing. Then another thing, which is the most important one, is sticking to it. Being disciplined enough to stick to this. Remember, not everything can be achieved in one day. You can put these things in place, but people sometimes, they resist, right? The people surrounding you, they resist the change that you're bringing in. They resist this balance because they are used to, they call you, you go, they call you there, you go. But now when you start blocking them, they'll start to resist. So things take time. Be patient enough, but always stand your ground to say, this is where I'm moving. All distractions, I'm putting them aside. I'm moving slowly but surely. So that's what success is for me. Success for me is to make sure that all elements or all pillars of my life are balanced. I have a day job which is balanced. I have a family which is happy for me and keeping me motivated to go to this day job. At the same time, when I come back, they are happy for me to move with my side hustle and make sure that at the end we are wealthy, we have the money that we need, we are all happy. My whole family is happy with me and stuff. So you need, if you were not implementing some of these things that I've just mentioned, you need to try and implement them. Just try. Maybe they'll work out for you, maybe they won't. But believe me, I have been implementing these things for quite some time now, and the results, I'm happy with them. Hence, I was even able to start this YouTube channel that I started, right? And it's going fine. It's going perfectly because everyone is supporting me from work. my family, they're supporting me. So try it and just be consistent enough. Don't speed up everything, just do it step by step so that you avoid burnout and stuff, right? So with all these guys, thank you for tuning in, thank you for attending the conference. I hope I've managed to help people or help you guys. Please go out there, continue building, continue enjoying life, continue trying to make this balance, and stay tuned for other speakers that are going to be coming on stage, sharing also their insights from different aspects of tech industry itself. See you and enjoy the rest of the conference.